All right. So we're good now. All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining this call. Um, Today is Sunday, the 3rd of November, 2024, and it's 8 p.m. West African time. I am Segun Adelibigbe, and I'll be talking about a few things in entrepreneurship. So it's like our e-zone hangout. So just for context, for those who are joining us for the very first time or do not know about Club EFI, Club EFI is a financial club, and the word E, F, and I is all what we do in the club. So E for entrepreneurship, F for financial literacy, and I for investment opportunities. So as a financial club, these are the three things that we do. We don't do more than these things. And everything that we do, trainings, sessions, meetings, events, are all tilted towards these three things. Now, in the financial club, of course, our website is there, www.clubefi.com, and our social media handles is @clubefi, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So you can just go to any of the social media handles and have a better context of what we do, or go to the website and see all that we do also on the website. And then when you join the club, you can then be added to the several communities that we have. We are now in 23 countries because recently somebody just signed up to be a member of the club in Gambia. So anyway, so in the club, we also have a group for entrepreneurs, right? And this meeting is just for people who want to, hear one or two things that we have for them in entrepreneurship to, see what they can do better in their businesses. So this session is one of its kind. It's not like our regular monthly meetings that we hold or our weekly updates that we have on newsletters, on SWOT, on Telegram, on WhatsApp, and it is several communities that we have and run. But this is just a one-off, stuff that I just felt is going to help us a great deal for entrepreneurs. So, of course, I think I'll just leave it there for now. Anybody who is interested in knowing more about us, we'll be more than happy to have that private conversation. So we're talking about how to build better entrepreneurship systems. And the question is, where do I start from? You need tools for your leverage as an entrepreneur. I tell people one of the things that will distinguish you between being an entrepreneur that's running a business and having a side hustle is if you can actually step away from your business and the business can run for itself without your direct involvement. Until you get to that stage, you do not have a business. Yeah, I know it's a brutal sentence to make, but it's just what the truth is. An entrepreneur is an entrepreneur, and all you do is entrepreneurship. But then you have to distinguish: are you a business owner, or do you actually run a side hustle? A few months ago, I was really in the country for one day. I spent the entire month in 3 different countries, spending 1 week in each of these countries. I think I only spent 1 or 2 days in Lagos, in Nigeria, because I was actually in and out constantly. And should I shock you? That month was the month that my business made the highest sale of, of the quarter. In fact, I would say of half year. Let me put it that way. And that's simply possible simply because I was able to build a system that makes the business run without my direct involvement. So we need to build tools. We need to make use of tools and services that can actually help us build solid businesses that can also make us stay away from the business and the business can run itself. All right, so let's move ahead. What are the business initiatives for entrepreneurs? I have about 8 or 6 to share with us. Number one, so Club EF has actually built a mobile app. It's called One Vault. One Vault mobile app actually does a lot of things for you as an entrepreneur. Now, this is not a One Vault webinar. Let me just stop sharing this screen, and then I'm going to share with you the website of OneVault so that you can have a better context to what OneVault does. So if you run a business, it's important that you have all the tools and services that you need to do that business better. So Club EFI has actually built OneVault as a mobile app for entrepreneurs in the club. And as you can see on my screen, the OneVault mobile app actually helps you do all of these things. You can actually register your business, right? And you can read a few things about it. You can actually have accounting solutions where you do your bookkeeping and accounts and you run a business professionally. You share your receipts or invoices, you track your debtors, you track your inventory, and all of that. The OneVault actually also helps you have a business bank account. So you literally can actually have a bank account in your business name. Because again, it's important to separate your personal finances, your personal finance from your business finance. All right. And you easily can do that and have a business bank account even tonight. Sorry, there's a background noise there. I need to mute that person. Sorry for that interference. From the OneVault mobile app also, you can have your business analytics because analytics actually helps you to know how to channel your energy. So you're not just doing the same thing over and over and over again. You can also have a storefront where you list your products and people can literally just pay you, and at no extra charge, you get all the payments, no commissions, no charges. The money hits your bank account that you have actually created. And you don't need to rack your brain around creating this. It's just a template. You just need to upload your products. Then social media management services, where you focus on your core business and then you have a team helping you to manage your social media handles, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, running sponsored ads for you, creating contents, doing copywriting, and all of those things. Of course, you can also request for a soft POS or a hard POS for collections, and then you can do your bill payments. Because if you run a business and it has its own bills, then it should run on its own. Then legal help. So again, you want to interpret contracts, you want to write contracts, you want to sign up an agreement, you need all of those things. And then very critically for people's businesses, also business loans, but we do it in terms of invoice financing. So you've got an invoice, you need to finance it, you can always talk to OneVault. Now, OneVault is a daughter or sister company to what Club EFI is. Literally, all the CEO of OneVault, the CEO of OneVault are actually Club EFI members, right? So these are tools that you can actually use for your business. Now, going back to our presentation, we also have, Club EFI newsletters. Every week, we have a team dedicated in creating, curating content. They literally comb the internet on a daily basis, looking for grants that can be shared with us. If you're an entrepreneur in the club, please feel free to always keep an eye out for these newsletters where you can then make the most of the newsletters. We have success stories of people who have, applied for a grant and they were given or some fellowship or some trainings, but especially for grants. As much as possible, you want to scale your business, and without money, if you have paucity of funds, you may not be able to do it. So before you think about going to get a loan, before you think about borrowing money, why don't you actually literally just get free money? I mean, just a few days ago, so much money was also released by a particular government, and we're eligible to apply for it. You just need to have something scalable. You just need to have something investable, right? You just need to have a system that can hold the money. And one of the simplest of systems is having an account. Because again, if somebody wants to patronize you and they ask, okay, where's your account number? We want to pay you for this service or these goods. And you begin to give your personal account. I mean, you're still running a side hustle. So please make most of your newsletters. It's critical. Then also the SWOT, right? It's SWOT for a reason. We call it SWOT. We were very intentional for calling it SWOT. Please make most of this so that you can actually get free money to scale your business. All right. Then, of course, loans. I mean, at the end of the day, maybe for whatever reasons, you just need a loan. Last week in our monthly meeting, the month of October, we said we are unlocking new initiatives for this sector. So the less I say about this, the better. The session is recorded, is on our portal. You can go and check it out. But I really don't like people focusing so much on loans when there's free money for you. And I get a bit concerned when it's about loan. No, it's not a good way to do things. I think if you don't have any other option, then you can consider loans. But even before you consider loans, why don't you do things like invoice financing? Why don't you do things like factoring? Why don't you do things like there are other options before you now go take a loan and then you are drowning in debt? Because I was talking with somebody today. Loans are in the high side of 30%, 35%. Somebody was even saying his own is 4% every month. And especially when you don't have that cash flow where you can actually determine that, yes, you are able to pay back this loan. All right. We don't want to start rescuing our members because of a loan that he or she took. All right. But again, if that is the last resort and it is properly worked out that, yes, I can take a loan and I can return the loan and the interest, then of course you can consider it. Also, we need to understand the nature of our business. I'm going to talk about that in the next few slides, maybe in my next slide or my next two slides. Then another thing that is important for us is building teams. There is a limit to what only you can do. And that is why it is important that you should build a business that you can step away from it and the business can continue to run on its own. And that's why we also have one-on-one entrepreneurship sessions. As members of the club, you are entitled to one-on-one entrepreneurship sessions. Please make the most of these things. You need to be able to, sorry, I think I'm getting a background noise. I need to mute that person. You need to make the most of the people that you have. Because as a person, you are limited in time. You only have 24 hours. So the much you can do is what you only can do in 24 hours. But when you have 10 people doing the same thing with you, that is times 10 of what you can do. You're also limited by location. You can only be in one place at one time. You cannot be in multiple places. So if you have a client that you want to see, in Lagos, and you have another client you want to see in Abuja, or you have another client, even in the same Lagos, in two different local governments, it's not possible. You're also limited by strength. You get tired, right? Sometimes people are burnt out. And then what you should be able to do, you cannot do it because you actually just burnt out. You're also limited by skill. You don't know everything, and you need people to actually help you and bring in their own skills to the table. So team building is very critical because you as a person, you are limited, by several factors, and you're a human being, right? So, you're not Superman. So you need to think about team building if you want to scale your business. And of course, building systems. Now, building systems simply means having more like an SOP, which is what oils the business to keep running without human intervention, right? So again, this would be different because there are different use cases, we have different businesses. So it will be on use case by use case basis. Now, you must also understand that the light bulb did not come from the continuous improvement of a candle. I've seen a lot of people pivot their businesses. I've actually pivoted one of my businesses in the past when I saw that it was not working, it was not scaling. Should I shock you? I've had businesses before that are doing fantastically well, and I'm still running them, right? But then in the course of life, we initiated some other businesses and it was not just scaling, right? And we just had to pivot. There is no big deal in pivoting a business rather than allowing that business to fail completely. But you need to know if there's a room for improvement in that business that you are doing. Otherwise, you would keep putting so much effort, and that effort that you are putting is not yielding any form of transformation in that business. So please look at your business type, look at your business nature, and ask yourself, is it improvable? And if I keep improving it, will it transform to my dreams and aspirations? I started up a business more than a decade ago. After about a year, I shut it down because I kept on putting energy and effort and time and strategy. And until I came to understand the nature of that business, I felt no, I wasn't cut out for it. I didn't have the resources for it. I just pivoted business. There's no shame in pivoting businesses. Even the big guys have shut down businesses before. There are several Google products that have been shut down. There are several Apple products that were launched and were shut down. I mean, you can't tell me that money is their problem. They can afford to have employed the big professors and PhD holders and think tanks globally, and they can pay them. But should I shock you? Some of their businesses also do fail. So there's really no big deal when a business is not by nature is not working or is not scalable. I give an example. If you're into the pure water business, the margins are low, extremely low. The competition is very high. For such a business, you cannot scale by unit economics. You cannot. You have to scale by distribution, right? And your distribution channel has to be super, right? So if you are in such a business where distribution is what is going to make you really scale, and you don't have that power to distribute, you don't have that resources to distribute, you don't have that channel to distribute, you just keep doing the same thing. Yes, you may have flashes of success, but again, um, it may just you may just end up getting frustrated with that kind of thing. Let's move ahead because of time. So the right kind of business, I always like to do this like a litmus test. Number one is the business must hold your interest. Number two, it must put your mind to work. Number three, it must give you a feeling of fulfillment. Number four, it will enable you live the kind of life you want to live. Number five, it requires putting your talents to work. And number six, it must be something that you love to do. As you can see in this litmus test of mine, I did not say the right kind of business has to be the business that makes you money, because the truth is this: every business can make you money. So it is not a yardstick. It is not a litmus test. You can be selling phones and make money. You can be importing and make money. You can be exporting and make money. You can be whatever you're doing, you can actually literally make money from any of these things. All right. So money is a byproduct of delivering value. And all these things makes up the litmus test for, the right kind of business. So, like I said earlier, the light bulb did not come from continuous improvement of the candle. You just need to know the nature of the kind of business you are doing. And you put it through these 6 questions of litmus test I just shared. And then you can determine if it works. Second tool that you need to consider is unique selling points, why people should actually buy from you. I know we have overflogged this matter. You probably have attended conferences, watched it on YouTube, read a lot of books, spoken to mentors. But the truth is, do you really have a unique selling point? And when it's unique selling point, does it generate money? Because it is selling. It is something that has to lead to a sale. I was talking with an old friend of mine today, and he asked we were having a conversation about a particular business, and he said, "What is the niche?" Immediately I told him the niche. He was like, in my years of experience in this industry, there is nobody I know, there is no business, there's no company I know that offers this service. I said, yes, so those guys doing this thing, they're doing a great job. And it was like, yes, indeed, they are. So what is your unique selling point? Yes, we can say there is nothing new under the sun, but you need to craft out something that really helps you stand out. Because what your unique selling point does is it literally divorces your existing customers from what they've come to know, love, and trust and use. All right, so we really look at this. I put the telco giants there because I've always talked about them. Anytime I talk about unique selling points, when they started, Airtel started first, and then when MTN came on board just a few days or a few weeks after, their unique selling point was to spread very fast. And even their slogan was MTN everywhere you go. And then, Glo came around and said, once these guys are doing per minute billing, I'm going to do per second billing. Even when the other telco said per minutes, per second billing wasn't possible. Eventually, they had to cave in to the pressure of per second billing. But by that time, Glo had moved on. And then came Nine Mobile, who went for the younger generation and said, you know one thing, we are giving you SIM cards for free. You don't buy it like the other guys. And you know what's going to happen? When other networks call you, you'll be rewarded with credits. Strangely, I have a Nine Mobile line. And till today, that thing actually happens. Even though I don't actively give out that number out. But when people call me on that line, I get credits, right? So what am I saying? It has to be something that leads to sale. All right. Now, talking about making sales, there is this model called the AIDA model. AIDA. A lot of people need to know what you do, and that's why that team building comes into play. I'm going to talk about it in the next couple of slides, or probably my next slide. People really need to know what you do. You need to market with reckless abandon. You need to market with no permission of anybody. As simple as WhatsApp status works, there is a business sense in it. One of my biggest contracts this year was because somebody saw my WhatsApp status and said, you know one thing, come and paint this 762 units of terrace blocks here in Lagos. And my first job in that entire estate, 762 housing units here in Lagos. The first one was 50, and we delivered. Where did he see it? WhatsApp status. You cannot tell me WhatsApp status does not work. Yes, people can be saying it. They may not respond. But as you continue to do that, people are going to see it, and it is always going to be in their mind. They may not be your customer today, they may be your customer tomorrow. And they may also be the door to another world of possibilities. Awareness is critical. As business people, you must have a budget on marketing. You must. It's critical to your business because without marketing, you don't have a business. Without sales, you don't have a business. You can have a fantastic office. You can rent a building in Banana Island for all I care. Have models as your receptionists. Have professors as your lab guys who are iterating products. And have fantastic ambience in your office. The truth is this, if a customer does not walk in to make an inquiry or does not reach out to you online, you don't have a business. That business is going to shut down. Once they are where you trigger their interest, and that's where that unique selling point comes. When we put stuff on social media handles or when we talk to people, what is our hook for getting them to be more interested? Right? Are you just posting, doing a content, or are you doing copywriting? Contents, either on social media or by conversation, you're just telling them what you do. Copywriting, either online or by conversation, is putting an action point after telling them what you do. You can actually even Google it, the difference between content and copywriting. You can actually put a hook so that you get people to take the next step, not just to trigger their interest, but to now convert them. And that's where the action comes in. So you can have a very big funnel for awareness. A lot of people can know what you do. But of course, the awareness creates some leads, and the leads that are converted becomes your customers. Now, this is English. I like to talk mathematics. Ask yourself a question. How much revenue does my business want to make in the month of November? We are still early in November. This is like the third day of November. Ask yourself, okay, I want to make a sale of maybe 50 million naira. Divide that into 4, which means you have about 12.5 million naira target every week. Okay. If 12.5 million naira target every week, then it is what you work with per week. Now, if you have a distribution channel, which I talked about team building the other time, how many of these people can make a sale? Can one person make a million naira sale? And then you can get probably ×3 or ×4 of that number. So you get 48 people, and if all of them do not convert, worst case scenario, maybe 20% of that converts. If 20% of that converts, then you have about 12 million naira. You're able to meet your target. You need to be able to put mathematics behind all this English. All right. And then if you're going to do marketing campaign, how much do you spend on marketing? I don't ever think about spending money without thinking of how I'm recovering that money, especially in business. I am able to run an advertisement for something that I know I can recoup. A few days ago, I got talking with a friend and we said, you know, one thing, go on Arise TV. We paid a premium amount for it. And in the space of 24 hours, the least number of phone calls his business got was 130. And he got this back to back for like 4 days. And of course, a lot of them has converted. And he was able to recoup the money he spent on Arise TV. What are we saying? You need to have a budget for marketing. People need to know what you do. Run your ads, talk to people, build channels, and let people get to know what you do. So that you don't keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and getting the same results. Otherwise, you think you are being patient. And I always pray, may we not be wasting our time thinking we are being patient. This is where the Andrews law comes in. I talked about team building. Connecting with another person leads you to another world of possibilities. I don't always think about myself in business. I always think about who can help me connect to others. And the law actually says that you're a maximum of six people away from anybody you want to meet on this earth. So the question now is this: who are these 6 people? A lot of us, we are not maximizing our contacts. We are not. Some days ago, I posted that I am bringing like 200 bags of rice into Nigeria. And I posted it. In the space of lesser than a week, they all got sold out. It wasn't me that did it. It is the distribution channels. So anything you want to sell, you need a community behind you. With a community, you can make a lot of sales. Club BFI is a community of its own. And we actually went encouraging entrepreneurs to, write to us, and we can put up your business on our newsletters. In fact, we have a new initiative now. We have a team that is dedicated to reaching out to people individually. You'll be like, Club BFI person of the week. We post about you, we post about the business and all of those stuff. And then you can get leads from that. So we are trying to do all we can to help entrepreneurs like you in the club to make more sales. There is power in numbers. Why it is easy for, let me take an example of Dangote, to sell cement or sell sugar, because he already has a distribution channel for which he sells salt. For him to be able to sell flour, he has a distribution channel that he uses for selling salt and sugar, so he also pushes salt as flour. So if you have a community, you can easily push to your community what you sell, what your business does. And they can also help you to push. And community building is one of the easiest things you can do. Yes, you may not have the money to run advertisements on BRT buses, on billboards, on radio, on television, but you can simply build a community of people for whatever you want to call it. But of course, you have to deliver value, because people just don't want to be in a community without, and them not doing anything. And then you can push your businesses through it. I mean, Club BFI has grown today to all these countries where we are, simply because we have a community. And people tell people and say, oh, I am a member of a financial club and this is what we do, and I think it will make sense for you to come. And when we do our awards every January, we actually even give awards to the highest, the member that has the highest referral. So community building is critical to your business. It's critical to whatever you are doing. If you have a WhatsApp group, please go back to that WhatsApp group that you have created and rejuvenate it. Please go back to that Telegram community and rejuvenate it. Don't push it aside, because you have clients that you can never think about that are people who in the same cohort or network or whatever with the people that you know directly, but you don't know those people. I was talking to road safety in Lagos, their zonal commanders, Ogwan in Berger, some weeks ago. And we got talking, and a particular lady walked up and said, do you know that I never knew I know this person, if not because of what you said. And then she put a call through, and she happens to now know the, the chairman of UBA Group. So what are we saying? You need to go back to your community, build your community of friends, offer them value, push your businesses through them, make the most of your contacts. Everybody has a minimum of 250 contacts. On the average, you have 250 contacts. Everybody. Some of us have over 1,000 contacts. Ask yourself, if I am going to launch a product and I broadcast it to these people, at least 10% of these people will respond. And that's where it gets started from. All right. Moving ahead, because of time. A few things. So every human being is a door to another world of possibilities. Possibilities here meaning business revenue. Number two, you have skills and education, but without connection with people, your life will be moving slowly. Number three is some connections are not for you, but they are for your children. All right. And number four is connections with people gives us speed and stability. Moving ahead, I was speaking to a group of people sometimes ago, and I came up with this diagram. The people in your community, you need to know the extent of their power and the extent of their interest. See, no matter what you do, some people will never be your friends, and it is okay. No matter what you do, some people will never be your customers, and it is okay. And you know one thing, no matter what you do, some people are your die-hard fans. I mean, they will carry your matter on their head more than you. You just need to know those that have high interest and of high power to influence things. In this quadrant, you have the low interest and low power people. These are people that you just monitor, you communicate generally to keep them updated, and then you aim to move them to the right. These people, you just monitor them. So when you are analyzing your business, look at it from this view. This person that is in my community, this person that I have network with or connection with, is it person of low power and low interest? And now it's not an insult, it's just what the reality is. Then the next one are those with low power and high interest. These people, to your business, they are very interested, but they may not be able to purchase from you. These are people that you need to make use of their interest through involvement. These are the people that you need to talk to them and say, hey, can you please help me refer my business to some other people? They may not be able to buy from you for whatever your product or service is. These are people that you can consult on their area of interest. They are so much interested in you. If you reach out to them and say, oh, can you kindly advise me on something? They will be happy to advise you. They may not be your client. They may not have that money to buy, but they have that experience, they have that skill, or they probably even do the same thing that you do, and they are so much interested in you. They are your stakeholders of high interest. And of course, these people can be your ambassadors. You can even say they are your directors, non-executive directors. So there is no commitment whatsoever in inverted commas, right? These people, you keep them informed. Always giving them the latest updates of what is going on in your business. Then you have those who have high power and low interest. These are people that are probably customers to your competitors. They are not interested in what you offer, but they can buy. Some of us have a lot of mentors, a lot of patrons, a lot of high net worth individuals in this regard. But you don't know how you can just convert them to become your customer, right? And it is okay that they are there. You just need to work on trying to bring them to the last quadrant, which I'm going to talk about. These are kind of people, you engage them and you make them like your consultants, because when you tell somebody, I would like you to advise me, you would kind of trigger like that feel good feeling, like, you are submitting to them. See, you just want to get them right. And they say, if you want to catch a monkey, you behave like a monkey, even though you're not a monkey, but you just behave like a monkey because there is something you're trying to achieve, right? There is something you're trying to achieve. And that's one thing about sales. It is always not easy to do sales, but again, you just want to try and pamper this person, rub the ego, romance the person, blah, blah, blah. You just want to massage that person's ego. These kind of people, you go and tell them, oh, can you please advise me? Even though you know what to do, you can always tell them, can you please advise me? Because you want to drag their interest. They have high power, they can influence things, they can buy, they can talk to friends, they can do a lot of things. They can be your dream come true as your clients. These people, they could be risky to your idea though, because they have high power, they are of low interest to you, they may steal your idea. And you know one thing, your idea may not only be your idea. God has not said only you has the idea of whatever you are doing. So you need to also be careful with these people when you kind of size them up. Then you aim to move these people to the right. For these people, you keep them satisfied. All right? And lastly, there are some people who have high interest and high power. You see these guys, you manage them closely. You involve them in projects and decisions. You engage them on regular basis. These guys can go all the way for you. You don't need to pay them. You don't need to massage their ego. You don't need to advertise for them. These people, they just love you for who you are. They just love your business for who you are. These people could be relatives. These people could be someone that you have satisfied in the past as a client that has purchased your goods or service, and this person can go all out for you. These kind of people, they are your key players. So when you are analyzing your business and you're analyzing the people in your community, you need to know what divide they belong to so that you channel your energy and your conversation with them appropriately. All right. This brings me to the end of tonight's session. I don't know if we have any questions. I'll be happy to take questions now. Questions, please. You can unmute your mic. Feel free to ask questions or use the chat box.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, Clement. Good evening. Thank you. Go ahead with your question.
Yeah, I'm deeply inspired with this your presentation. I want to say a very big thank you to you for it. But I don't know, is it recorded? I would love
Yes,
to
this
reflect again and pick out some very, very key points that you mentioned. I never knew such a community was existing, not until my friend Nicholas and my buddy told me about it. I have gained so much value on this. I really do appreciate. Nicholas, thank you. And sir, thank you so much.
Thank you very much,
So if it is
Clement.
recorded, I would love to have the recorded version.
All right. Thank you very much, Clement, for that comment. We really do appreciate things like this. Encourages us to keep pushing. Yes, this session is recorded. It's going to be put in our portal. However, our portal is only accessed when you become a member of the club. I don't know if you joined at the beginning, but we run a financial club. It's a paid membership club, and the
I didn't join at the
sessions that we
beginning.
have. Okay. So, and the sessions that we have are all recorded in our portal, which you can access once you become a paid member of the club. Thank you. Any other questions?
Okay, the requirements.
Okay. So you just go to our website. I think I should just put that in the chat box. You can just go to our website, it's clubafI.com, and the membership packages are there. As a platinum package, 172,000 per year, 3 months. There's a money back guarantee. If you feel, you do not, you've not gained anything of value in the club, And there is also the gold membership package, which is 82,000 naira per year. It's an annual renewal subscription fee for the club. And again, we'll do a proper induction for you because the club is not just me. I mean, I even have my patrons also here. I have my senior people also here and some executives of the club. So yeah, so it's a paid club, and yeah, we can do a proper induction session for you. And I want to say thank you to Mr. Nicholas for that referral. He would also give you a very fantastic introduction about the club. But I'll be more than happy to connect with you. If you don't mind, if you can drop your chat in the chat box, or maybe share your phone number with me through Mr. Nicholas, and we can connect and we can take it from there. Thank you.
No problem. Sure, I'll do that.
Fantastic. Thank you. Any other questions from anybody, please, before we bring the meeting to a close? Tomorrow is another working day. Questions, please. Yeah. So Godsam, I can see your question in the chat box. Yeah, it's going to be in the portal. You're a member of the club, so you see it in the portal. Thank you. Any other questions? If there are no questions, in 10 seconds or 15 seconds, we just bring the meeting to a close. Questions, please. All right. I don't think there are any further questions. All right. So thank you, everyone, for making this meeting a success. It is, with much appreciation and gratitude, I want to say thank you so much to you. We do not take these things for granted. And we wish you all the very best in your entrepreneurial journey. If you need any support, assistance, please feel free to reach out, for your business. If you want us to feature you on our social media handles, we'll be more than happy to do that. If you want us to feature you in our newsletters, we'll be more than happy to do that. And of course, in our monthly meetings, we do a meet and greet session, and all of that. And of course, in the eZone WhatsApp group, yes, you can also drop questions and all of those things, and we can help you. Our newsletters contains grants. Please feel free to make use of the newsletters. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful night rest, and have a great new week. And all the best. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Good night, everybody.
All right, thank you. Good night.
Yeah, have a good night, everyone. God bless you all.